What's going on, Assassins? It's Darkshot of the YouTube Assassin. And yesterday I reported on a spoiler where a certain character from a previous Assassin's Creed video game may be back in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And there was a lot of input that people gave me in comments. They gave it to me on the PlayStation and Microsoft networks. They gave it to me on socials and an email. And I was kind of shocked that there are two camps to this. There are those who are for it, and there are those who are against it. Now, those who are against it are not a massive majority. They are a minority, but it's kind of telling the reasons that they don't want this character to show up. Now, before we get into it, remember, this is going to have spoilers. If you didn't see yesterday's video and you don't want to see today's video because it's got those spoilers, now is your chance. Otherwise, we're going to get into it, and here is the whole deal. We know that possibly Cassandra from Assassin's Creed Odyssey may be coming back in Valhalla. She may have a DLC or an event, and we know this thanks to YouTuber Jonathan, who has been pretty on point with his deep dives into this video game, into the video game's code. So he's been right so far. This is a major spoiler if it is. It probably came out with update 1.30, and it looks like it's going to be something where Eivor is going to go and see Valka, speak to her. Valka is going to say something about Randvi being some kind of menace, and then you're going to go and find Cassandra, not Randvi, because they do look the same, and they're kind of playing on what we've all said in the community as far as them looking similar. And some people even thought that Randvi possibly was Cassandra or a descendant of Cassandra or something because they looked so similar, but that wasn't the case. Anyway, Eivor is going to go find Cassandra, and they're going to deal with a lot of different pieces of Eden, further possibly with the Order of the Ancients, maybe as they're transforming over into the Templars, and things are going to get really rough. So one of the things is that a bunch of people are all for this. They're kind of excited to see Cassandra, and I am of the mind that, that's fine. That'll be cool to see Cassandra. She had to have been bouncing around in the world, being that she's currently immortal after the events of Odyssey, and we want to know what she's been up to. I did say that I don't want to see her in every single Assassin's Creed game going forward, however, because it would break canon. It would be kind of weird that they see her, they deal with her, she deals with them, she's never become an assassin, and nobody remembers her, knows her, or has any record of her. That would just be strange. Layla and the other assassins would know that she existed, and they would have known in Odyssey that they were looking for her back when the whole adventure started. If you remember, in the beginning of Odyssey, they really don't even specify what they're looking for. They found the dagger, they found the Spear of Leonidas, they found a book, and they don't really say much of anything else. So, to me that was kind of weird. They said that they were looking for something. When we find it, it'll turn the scales of the war between the Templars and the Assassins, and it really didn't. It was kind of a lackluster ending. But, again, that's just my opinion. Now, would I like to see her going forward? Yes, but not in every single game. Again, I don't want to break canon. Now, other people, they are either very for her to be in every single game or very for just seeing her all together. People are actually excited about this. They want to see Cassandra. Now, of those who are of the camp that does not want to see Cassandra in the game, there are a couple of different things going on. Some people think it's going to break the narrative, it's going to be weird. Other people are really unaccepting that it would mean that she is the canon eagle bearer. Now, of those people who have told me that it would be kind of weird that she's the canon eagle bearer, they have eloquently explained their side of the story, and you know what? I kind of agree with them. They didn't give us a cut and dry choice on who the Eagle Bearer was. They said that Cassandra would be the canon character, but people still chose Alexios. People wanted to. People wanted to play as Alexios. So Alexios is the canon character for them. Now, it would be better, I would think, if what Ubisoft did was read your previous file, saw who the Eagle Bearer was for you, and played a story accordingly. Or you could even gender select who you thought the Eagle Bearer was, and you could put Alexios, and they could make up some story. Maybe some other character in the town looks like Alexios, and they're blaming him for something, and you go and you find the actual Alexios. That would make sense. But they didn't give you that option, and they didn't give you the option in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It was just cut and dry. Either you are or you aren't. But then at the same time, they're telling us canonically Cassandra's the Eagle Bearer, and in every piece of media, she will always be the Eagle Bearer, which we're seeing in this game if these files are set in stone, if they're concrete. Now, it made more sense in Assassin's Creed Valhalla because you had the option of choosing who was who, and in either way, it was Odin reincarnated. So, again, they have Eivor as Odin reincarnated. She is the canonical character for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And I know people don't do that. They don't play as her. They like to play as the male Eivor, and that's fine and all. But you got to remember certain things. A bunch of you have actually stated that Eivor is a feminine name, and there are certain parts in the game where they refer to Eivor as a she, even though you're playing as the male Eivor. And even when you do certain things, the male Eivor will say, if you ever reach Valhalla to an enemy who has fallen, they'll say, if you ever reach Valhalla, let them know that Shield Maiden Eivor sent you. So, the dialogue is even weird, but the dialogue is that way because that's how they intended it. It's just mind-boggling that they did that. They should have either made these games where you are a male or you are a female, but they do this whole gender selection, and it's kind of strange. It's complex, and it shouldn't be. Anyway, those people who are really into having Alexios as their Eagle Bearer, it just upsets them. It makes no sense to them because canonically that is not who they chose, and they would like to see who they chose. They would like their canon to not be muddled with. And I get that, and I respect that. And that's, for the most part, what those who had explained that's what most of those people had explained to me. And I see their point. Now, there was another camp which was absolutely hilarious because they're upset, number one, at the fact that it would be Cassandra as the Eagle Bearer, but then they're upset also that it ruins the story because it changes previous canon, and they're really focused on that. They're really mad. Okay, now you're messing with my story. Now you're messing with my canon. Nothing is making sense to me right now. This is not the way that this game was supposed to go. And they'll go on and on and on. And the funny thing is that most of those people that are giving those complaints are those that are mad that I complain about bugs. So now, we're not complaining about bugs. We're complaining about canon, and we're complaining about story. Now, you guys will claim that Ubisoft is infallible. You'll get mad at a conversation piece where I said, should we sue Ubisoft? To the point where people are telling me to delete my channel and everything. But now you're losing your mind. Losing your mind because the story is not going to go the way you want it to go. And you don't even want this module. You don't even want this DLC. You know what? I'm all for it. I'm all for it. And the funny thing is that I know exactly who you guys are who complain, who are upset every time I talk about bugs, that they ask me why am I playing. So I have that list of names. Every time you complain that you don't like the DLC, that you don't like the direction it's going, I'm going to say the same thing. Why are you playing? Like, you can't have it both ways. You can't be okay with the bugs and not okay with the story. The story we haven't even seen. We'll see what's going on there. These are the same people that are like really, really bugging out about Infinity, which we're nowhere near right now. We don't even know if that's going to be possible, if it's going to come out, because so many people know that that's going to be a train wreck. And right now, the direction that Ubisoft is going with this game, they might not be around for another game. It all depends on whether or not they're going to listen to the consumer and fix the game. All right? Now, because of the story, because it doesn't go with your narrative or with your eagle bearer or with what you want to see, you're angry. And that makes no sense. But those who have, like I said, eloquently had the conversation with me, explained to me what their gripe was, explained to me that it kind of does break canon, for them at least, and they should have been given the opportunity to change it or be given the opportunity to change it. To me, that makes a lot of sense. There should be something where we have a selection, and I agree with you guys on that. But to all of you who are just like randomly yelling and flipping out and bugging, the game is ruined and everything like that, all because the narrative doesn't fit your thing. This is what I'm talking about. You guys have to use your voice. You have to be able to voice your opinion. Voice your opinion eloquently. Don't just come out and, shout, I don't like it. Your mother is this, that, and the other thing. You're an a-hole because of this. Self-delete, delete, whatever. Come out and use your words. Tell them what you want. That way you don't seem like you're whining or you're a crybaby. And explain your gripes. That is all I do when I'm upset with what's going on with the bugs in this game. Now, those people who actually came out and said, hey, look, this is what it is, and this is the problem I have, and this doesn't make sense, that I agree with. I'm telling you right now, it does make sense. This is something that I would like Ubisoft to look at. I would like Ubisoft to kind of reconsider possibly making a second storyline or an option, which shouldn't be that hard. It'd be like, a quick option in the beginning that will allow you to choose who your previous Eagle Bearer was. It's the same thing that they did when you played Odyssey and we got the DLC for Cassandra. She fell in love with Darius' son. For Alexios, he fell in love with Darius' daughter or grandchild, whatever it was that they were to him. And they made it work. It was different dialogue, but it all made sense depending on your character. I understand that you would be upset about that you would be like, it doesn't fit the narrative of my thing, and I could kind of agree with that. I could see where you're coming from. I could see where the upset is. And in all honesty, Odyssey, they should have just given us what the character was, either male or female. But they're going to continue to do this. They're going to give you the option, like an RPG, to choose your character, choose your destiny, play it the way you want to. And I guess we just have to adapt to that. Or not. You could just keep playing the older Assassin's Creed games. Anyway, let me know in the comments below, what do you think? Do you think that the narrative is a big deal? That they're, making it Cassandra and not Alexios? Or that there's no option currently to select whether or not you want Alexios or Cassandra? Or do you think that that's not that big of a deal? Or would you like to see where you have the option so that your canonical character does get in the game? Because honestly, I kind of see your point. I really can't argue your point. It's valid that you played as the male in the last one, and all of a sudden you find out that canonically it's not. So for you guys who, just want your canon story to work, I could see it. For me, I didn't mind it. Even if I was playing as Alexios, to me it wouldn't be that big of a deal if Cassandra was the Eagle Bearer. I would just have an oh moment, but that's just me. And it all depends on what you want to play and how you want to play it. Anyway, other than that, I really do hope you enjoyed the video. Please make sure you like and subscribe. It helps this channel out an awful lot. As always, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. Until next time, take care, be good, stay safe, take care of each other. I'll see you all in the next one. And you know we're going to end this on a yah yeet. It needs a yah yeet.
Ya yeet!